So now is it live?
Let's see. Are we live? I don't know.
I should have brought my phone to check. No, I don't know.
Let us know if we're live.
But shouldn't it be like 30 seconds?
I don't know.
Great.
No idea if we're live.
And what are we gonna do?
Well, someone will type to us in the
live?
chat if we are.
This thing appeared. Look, download this video. So
No, that's IDM. Don't worry.
Okay. So what's happening?
Sander is typing. Sander, can you hear us?
Let
us know if we're live.
I'm assuming no. Shouldn't it be like 30 seconds?
You are live.
Oh yeah, we are.
Thanks, Sander. Nicola as well.
That was pretty scary. Like you can't see what's happening.
Nope, not live. Thanks, Pumpkin Masher. Over from the Nightwish Discord server there. Our first ever comment.
So how is it? So for someone it is live and for someone it is not.
I think sarcasm.
Oh, okay. so that we can continue.
Sarcasm,
just
right?
shitting randomly. Okay, and that was a good one. You got me.
Hook, line, and sinker. Okay, well, thanks everyone for joining us. This is our 2K subs party, a little bit delayed.
First ever.
If you're very confused, what's happening behind us here? Thanks, Amber. So we've moved apartment. We now have a dedicated recording room, so we can put out more content. This is a work in progress. There's lots of space for lots of new stuff.
Yeah, but we brought Alex.
Yeah.
Our dolphin. If somebody doesn't know.
There's a question coming on that. Like 2-minute delay, it seems. Okay. Hi, Thomas. Okay. We had about a 30-second delay from what I can see in OBS to what appears on screen here.
So apparently there's also a delay between.
What's happening?
Yeah, definitely. There is a delay between what we are saying here and what.
That's all good.
What goes to YouTube?
We can actually hear you twice. Oh damn!
What does that mean?
So almost like an echo. Lots of new stuff.
Now you're gonna wait for 2 minutes for an answer. If somebody doesn't know.
There's a question. What was that? So, Nicola, echo delay, yeah. There's some doubling happening now. Some delayed echo. Okay, well I've paused something else. Does it still happen now, or has it been fixed? Could be a channel issue.
Well, I mean, first time it's always technical issues. Technical issues. Sorry for that.
We'll see if it's okay now. We're just gonna work on a bit of a delay. Just see if someone says if it's still happening. Otherwise,
maybe we should just move to questions.
Yeah, okay. I'll try to figure it out as we go along. But please, this is a Q&A, so feel free to
ask about technical questions.
To talk about questions. Question 1: do you know what you're doing? No. I think it's that 30-second delay you mentioned. I think we're hearing that as well. I think it's fixed. No, it's okay. It's fine now. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So there is about a 30-second delay, but
at least no echo now.
We seem to have fixed the echo. I think I was running the stream as well on another tab, like it was just on that page. I think once I paused that, we were good to go. I guess OBS was picking up that sound. That's what it was doing. From reaction videos, OBS was picking up like the system sound, like when we played over VLC. So it was looping it in 30 seconds.
It doesn't make any sense to me anyway, so you don't have to explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
OBS people, you'll know.
Okay.
We're good now. I'm just gonna actually kill that one in case. Yeah. Now only the mic is an input. Okay. We're good to go.
Finally, after 5 minutes, I'm going back and forth.
Okay, so Jan says, nice new place. Thank you.
Thank you.
It will improve. We're actually toying with the idea of getting some sort of PO box opened. So I'm sure there'll be some of you wanting to send some stuff in to find a nice little permanent home on the shelf here. I'm a fan of stuff that's like country specific, you know, flags, or I love maps and things like that. So something.
Where are you gonna put a map?
No, not an actual map, but just, you know, if it's something Norwegian or Finnish or American or whatever the case may be, just
like the map of Oklahoma or something.
not a map, just some sort of like small trinket or something that either has like the flag on it or is like specific to that country, something like that. I think that'd be cool.
Okay.
Greetings from Norway. More from Norway. I'm going with Jorn Christiansen. The O with the line through it is very Norwegian.
You're learning to read in Finnish and Norwegian, at least the names.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Let's get into some questions. So the patrons have sent in a few, but feel free to type in your questions so long as we go.
So we don't have many.
Yeah.
For now, we just have 5 from what I can see.
So Sean has the question of, what's the deal with the dolphin, or is it a porpoise that joins you two in every video? So,
what is porpoise? I don't even know that word.
Like a dolphin, but not a dolphin. It's another species of animal.
Okay, fine.
That's about as much as I know.
Fine.
Not an expert on them. So his name is Alex. Alex is very shiny. I'll have 30 seconds delay to see if I'm actually holding him in shot. So we went to the Brighton Fair Pier. It's like a pier with a fair carnival kind of thing on it. And I won Alex, like in a movie, you know.
Yeah, so romantic.
Won him for the girlfriend. In one of those games where everyone sits on the chair and then you roll the ball to get in a hole, and there's like different points, and then there's like race horses on the back, and as you get it in, like it moves across 1 or 2 or 3 slots depending on which hole you got it in. And I won. It was a full house. There was like, I think, there was 12 of us playing, 10 of us playing, something like that.
I don't know, I wasn't counting.
It was quite a few. The point is, I didn't just beat one person, I beat a lot of people.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm very proud to have won Alex. And I think you named him, right?
Yeah. I don't know actually why we named him Alex. There was something
Alex is kind of Russian.
No, there was something behind it. But I don't remember. It was like a year ago, I think.
So yes, that's how we got Alex. Let's catch up with the chat. More Norwegians. I'm going with Jostein. Not sure.
I don't know how. Is that a Norwegian dolphin? I don't know. I mean, are there like some species of Norwegian dolphin which you can distinguish by something? Okay. No, I'm really bad with biology, to be honest.
Pumpkin Masher says porpoises, I hope I'm even saying the plural correctly, act like dolphins but aren't all that related. They have very different heads and are smaller.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna Google that after the session. And
Jan's been to Brighton, so that's cool.
Yeah, that is nice. I mean, they have a beach there, but
a beach.
A beach.
Be careful on that pronunciation.
A beach. Okay. Come on, I'm a foreigner. I'm allowed to make mistakes, both in pronunciation and spelling and even grammar. So. Yeah, I remember I was disappointed actually with that because it has like all those stones there.
Yes.
So in the pictures it looks so nice, so I thought it'll be a nice sandy beach, but when we came there, it was all those hard stones and I can't really walk on those. So yeah, it was a bit of a disappointment.
So, I mean, I come from South Africa with beautiful, pristine beaches, like lovely sand, warm. If you go to Durban, for example, Indian Ocean, very warm, surfing, swimming. So, yeah, Brighton's hard pebbles that you can barely even walk on, like you need shoes to walk on. That was a little bit of a letdown, but
well, I mean, what do you expect? It's not South Africa, obviously.
Yeah. In the UK, you take what you can get from a beach perspective. But I've heard there's much nicer beaches, but that's just the only one I've been to since I've been here.
Yeah, that's also the only one I've been to in the UK.
So, Alex is Sasha in Russian.
Look at that, I love that comment. Norwegian dolphins are very quiet, stand in a corner, listen to black metal and Roger. Well, okay, they can walk. That's a bit scary. Yeah, but that's a really cool comment.
So, be nice weather in England. Yes, they have horns. The Norwegian dolphins have horns. Huh.
Horns? I think it's a joke. Come on, that can't be true. That's definitely a joke.
This time they got me. Metal joke. Dummy. Okay. Are you going to show her type O negative?
What is that?
That's a good question. So that's a band. I think she'll like the vocals. He's got that like Pete Steele's got that deep voice, but it is clean. I've actually told you about them before because and now this is what I've heard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he actually has some lineage to Stalin. Didn't I tell you about this once before? Like it's not super direct. I think it's sort of like a fairly distant relation.
No.
But
it's not something to be proud of.
But you know, obviously the Russian connection there would be kind of cool. Pete Steele isn't his real name. I forget exactly what it is. Hang on, we can see it. It was something very hard for me to.
Pete Steele.
Yeah, he made. I think it's sort of like a stage name or something. Hang on. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Can you say that? That doesn't actually look Russian, but.
Okay.
What is? How do you say that surname? Can you say that name? Petrus Thomas.
Ratayshuk.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't. No, it doesn't look even Russian.
I'd have to read up on that again. It's been forever since I read about his lineage, but I'm pretty sure there was some connection to Stalin, or if it wasn't Stalin, some other historical figure that I may have mixed up.
It should explain why he does metal or what.
So he passed away sadly, but he's got an awesome voice, and okay. I personally don't actually know Type O Negative all that well. I know is it Black Number One? I think that's a song of theirs, and there was the Roadrunner United album. That's where I first learned about him. So that was an album where they took like a member from different bands, and they all sort of it was like a whole compilation album. So one song would have the drummer from this band, the bassist from that band, the lead singer from that band, the guitarist from that band, and they'd have a song. And then the next song would be a completely different combination of from there and there, like, you know, from there and there and there. So Roadrunner is a metal label. So many metal bands are signed to Roadrunner. So they had so many bands to pick from, and they just sort of made this all-star cast of members for different songs. And so he was the vocalist on one of the songs. And I'm pretty sure that was my first exposure to him. Okay. And then I think I heard Black Number One after that. I think he did Black Number One.
Okay, so we're gonna do it sometime.
Yeah, we can. He was 6'9" or 6'8" as well.
Oh wow, that is tall, right?
Super tall. Yeah, we're watching the boxing last night actually. So it was the heavyweights, and Tyson Fury was ringside and speaking. That's roughly the height of Fury. Actually, even maybe an inch taller, I think.
Okay.
Maybe the same.
I see.
So my girlfriend's girlfriend
is the type of song I remember most from high school.
My girlfriend's girlfriend. Huh.
Is it him singing that?
Must be. It is a little bit back in time. Ken, do you know what that is?
No.
I don't think you have any idea.
No. What is that? That's a bird there.
So Ken has I suppose it's a donation. 30. Cool. Let me test my currency knowledge. Is it krona? Is Norwegian krona?
You're supposed to know currencies. Come on.
I should know currency.
Oh my god.
I think it's krona.
And you call yourself accountant.
So thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
I think it's called a super chat. We haven't. I've actually just enabled this. This is our first time using it, obviously. So I think Ken has given us a super chat thereof.
You got to let her hear Wolf Moon. Is it the name of the song or it's a band?
Wolf Moon. I'm assuming that's the song. Let's see. Don't just Google Wolf Moon.
Yeah, it's literally Wolf Moon.
Typo negative. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Because we already did some reaction today with the wolf mentioned in that. I'm not gonna tell what it was.
Yeah, in this moment.
Yeah.
With Big Bad Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll get some typo negative on the cards there.
Okay. Should we move to other questions, because we've been going on forever on these ones?
Before Jan Olaf Valdal as well.
Oh, thank you.
Also sending us some krona, so thank you very much.
So you can pick different. So you can pick like different animals there. These are so cool animations.
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet.
Awesome. Very, very cute. Thank you.
Let's just answer one of Jan's questions.
So we'll move on. Oh, right. So actually, believe it or not, well, this is a strange coincidence. So we have Ken and Jan here who've just donated to us, and they both had virtually the exact same question. So Jan Olaf says, what band/song did surprise you most in a positive way? Pick one each. This is not a top one list, just a most surprising, if you understand. And Ken was basically the same. So what's been the biggest surprise so far?
Okay, no, that's not the same question. Like the biggest surprise, it doesn't mean that it's a song.
Not only song. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I think the biggest surprise for me was how many people started watching our channel.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I haven't, so I didn't know anything about reactions before. I didn't know how many people watch them, and I don't really understand why they watch them. And I think I'm still kind of in the dark why it happens. So that's a surprise in this whole endeavor. Yeah, especially with my far from perfect English, how people are listening to it and actually find values for themselves. Yeah, so I'm at the same time surprised, a bit like proud of myself, and also still a bit shy. Like, why would you listen to me? I'm not. Yeah. Very
humble and introverted.
Yeah, I am an introvert. I mean, this whole thing for me is such a challenge. It is.
You've done really well.
Thank you.
In my opinion.
Thank you. But I'm still nervous every time I film.
She was stressing before the Q&A.
Yeah, because you can't just, stop and go away and say, okay, that's enough. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm not going to embarrass myself anymore. You just have to continue to commit to it and continue embarrassing yourself till, like, for the committed time period. Yes.
Okay. I guess, okay, well, so that was more Ken. So sticking with Ken's question on just general biggest surprise, I would say my first my surprises are to do with you, really. So firstly,
oh my gosh,
how you get into it, because you can be nervous in the beginning, but then once the song starts, and you get into it and you start enjoying it, and especially when it comes time to like talk about something or delve into the lyrics or what have you, then you get very involved and enthusiastic about it. And so I had no idea how that would work in the beginning, like if you would be into it or if you'd even like it, because there was no guarantees you'd even like metal. So when we started, okay, we're playing, like, we started off with much more accessible songs, but then as we got into stuff with like the harsher vocals, and now very quickly you're even at the point where if there isn't harsh vocals, you're almost like you feel like there's something missing. So I guess it's how much you've gotten into it and how quickly you've adapted to the harsh vocals.
Okay. In terms of the question about the band and the song, I think it's a really hard question to answer, because for me, virtually every time we start doing reaction, it's something completely new. Especially when we were doing last month, we were doing all those Patreon requests, and they were mostly of small bands, and they were like so different between themselves. And then every time we start listening to it, and you're like, okay, there is this type of metal that we haven't talked about. And every song there is like, okay, that's another type of metal, and then it's another type of metal. So the variety is just stunning. I never knew that there is such a big wild stream of music that I never actually got to listen. In terms of bands, they all stand out. So like Dream Theater was amazing, and Neoplebiscaris was like, oh my god, what is that? I think I was super surprised with Ginger, her harsh vocals. That was just unbelievable. I really didn't believe that she was doing that. I thought that there was someone else standing there behind the curtain and doing that. Like, up to the very end, I was completely convinced that it's not possible for a girl to do all that stuff.
I guess for me, what's most surprising is that it sort of forced me to listen to some subgenres that I maybe wouldn't have given the time of day. So I've been listening to metal most of my life. I can remember listening to, I suppose, like Slipknot and what else, System of a Down, Deftones, stuff like that, when I was barely even a teenager, or maybe just a teenager, like 13, 14 and stuff. So, and then I've moved on to significantly heavier stuff, but still like that sort of level of heaviness. So something like Nightwish, for example, I never really gave time of day, because I had this sort of false impression. And actually I've seen Tank the Tech, another channel friend of ours, awesome guy. I saw him saying something similar, and when he said it, I was like, gosh, that's me exactly. Where he said he had this expectation that it would be more like Evanescence. And I can remember Evanescence as a kid. It's that the clean female vocals and something very, very, very slightly resembling metal instrumentally, but not really. So without giving them a chance, I just sort of thought that Nightwish would have that same sort of very, very light softness to it, without more poppy and sort of less substance. But then as we've actually gone through and done Nightwish, I was like, damn, okay, this is like some serious skill, and the musical composition of it is really impressive. Like the way Thomas puts so much together, the complexity, and then even just the heaviness of it. There's some songs that are genuinely heavy, and like really nice guitar tones, or technical drumming and that kind of thing. So Nightwish was a big surprise for me, that I could sort of step it down a notch in heaviness and still really enjoy it. And then similarly is some of the older metal that we've been doing, because
like what, like
Stratovarius, even like Metallica, revisiting that, because it's been so long since I've listened to anything from the 80s or even the 90s, or if I am listening to something from the 90s, it's heavier stuff than that, maybe like a Sepultura or something like that. So and like power metal as well isn't really a genre that I really gave the time of day, just because it wasn't as heavy. But now you're sort of forced to put yourself in that position to give it a listen, to give it your full attention, and then you're just sort of amazed by what you find when you actually give something a chance. And the sort of the emotions that like power metal or some of the older metal is evoking, it's just this like fun, happy feeling, and this feeling of being in a story, a fairy tale, and the fantasy of it. So yeah, I guess it's the biggest surprise is being able to go into some subgenres that I hadn't previously given time of day, like older metal, power metal, Nightwish.
Sounds great. I think we answered both questions. and we need to catch up on
We've
everything.
got some chat to catch up. Oh wow, okay. So Jan and Ken, thank you once again. Some more Norwegian krona.
And then look, they switched currency for you to know what it is.
Yeah, and okay. Oh, there's Nicola as well. Thank you, Nicola.
You know what it is?
So CZ is gonna be Czech.
Yeah, it's Czech krona.
Czech krona.
Yeah.
It's just is this the default? Is krona the new dollar? When in doubt, go for krona.
I don't know. I think these are just the hardest because in European territory everything is euro, so it's hard to remember those countries that are still not in the eurozone or something like that. Not the countries, but the currencies that are still keeping their place.
This is bringing back all the memories of going through Brexit and stuff when people were talking about what kind of Brexit or the soft Brexit. It's like, do they want a Norwegian style agreement with the eurozone? And
don't even know. I don't want to discuss right now. That's a political issue. We're not discussing political issues.
It's just giving me flashbacks because it's like I actually hadn't tweaked that Norway wasn't using euros. So then that's why I was like, okay, maybe that's why they aren't even using euros. They have that other sort of weird agreement that's not the same as everyone else with the EU.
Okay.
Jan says you do very well.
Oh, thank you.
Sandra said it's a conspiracy. With all the lag and answering the questions, what was the conspiracy? I can't even remember. So what's he referring to?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Sandra, what are you referring to? What was the conspiracy? Justine?
Oh, maybe the conspiracy was the ginger when I was talking about ginger.
Could be.
I thought that I was being tricked by that voice.
So Justine says the value is in that you guys actually analyze each song and I'm not just oohing and eyeing.
Well, we still get comments that you need to show more emotions and you look not alive and stuff like that. But it's so hard to concentrate on the music, and I think we still, like, when we are pausing even 2 or 3 times, we're still losing so much what we think, like, right in that second when this music is played. And then after we pause or after we stop recording, I'm like, oh, I forgot to say that. Oh, I forgot to say that. Oh, I was thinking about that. So we just simply don't have time for oohing and ohing, I think.
Yeah, there's so many different types of reaction channels. And so, unlike you, I did actually watch reaction channels before, obviously before starting the channels, because I enjoyed them personally. And you get the ones that are like over the top, exaggerating, like almost comical. And I personally was never drawn to those. It's not my personality. I'm an analytical person by nature, and so are you. So when you're doing something like this, you need to obviously just be who you are. Otherwise, you're going to be a poor imitation of someone else. Like, although these other exaggerated, high energy, over the top channels, although they're not necessarily for us, if we tried to copy them, like, we'd be terrible. Like, I just wouldn't be able to do that. It's not how I am.
I'm really bad, actually.
Yeah, me too. So we're just doing what's natural for us. When I listen to music, this is the sort of thing that I'm thinking about. Certainly instrumentally, lyrically, no. That, like, I've sort of had to force myself to pay attention to lyrics here, because I always viewed instruments as the voice as just another instrument, and it's more the sound of the vocals that did it for me, as opposed to the actual substance of what was being said. But you're the opposite. When you listen to music, it's the lyrics.
Yeah, I like the message, basically. So I usually listen to something that I can relate to the message. Yeah, and it's always so funny to me when you say, oh, I've been listening to the song like forever and I had no idea that it's talking about this thing. I'm like, how could you listen to it if you don't know?
Yeah, so then I guess we get to, we're forced to listen to other aspects of the song that we aren't naturally doing. So now I am paying attention to lyrics and you are paying attention to instrumentals, and then it makes for a fuller experience, because when you're analyzing both, you can certainly in high quality music, which is the vast majority of what we've seen so far. Actually, pretty much everything has been very high quality. So there's a relationship between the lyrics and the delivery and the instrumentals, and it's all part of one story of what the artist is trying to portray. So you just have even for the thing that you used to focus on, you have a greater appreciation for that thing because of this other thing that you never used to pay any notice to, you know?
Yeah. I think I also, like before, I didn't pay any attention to how the music is actually made. So now, and I never watched live performances of anything. I didn't actually like live performances because there were, to my taste, like so many other noises there, like the noise of the crowd, the noise of something, you know, moving and stuff. So it wasn't a perfect sound. So I always like to listen to the album versions. But now, like especially at Nightwish. So before we started reacting to Nightwish, I haven't seen like single live performance of theirs. Seriously, I was listening like to the Taria. When I was at the uni. So yeah, but I never actually went and looked up the live performance. So now I am learning a bit how it's actually made, like what instruments are there. Learning the names of instruments.
I told you what a bass guitar was.
Yeah. So it's always fun to learn new stuff. I mean, I don't care what I learn. I just like the process.
Yeah.
So it's another appealing part to me.
You especially, you just love learning all kinds of random things that just need to absorb.
I don't
new
necessarily
knowledge.
remember them. I like the process of learning.
Yeah, like Nightwish is actually a good example where the live performances are so impressive. You know?
Yeah, because there's so much in addition that goes into it.
Yeah, and I'm even thinking to something like Epica. Epica's live performances as well were so good, and I'm sort of the same. I've grown up mostly listening to studio versions of songs. There's a few exceptions where I'll listen to the live version where they're like especially good, but you know, now when you're doing the reacting, when you actually see especially like the instruments being played or the setting, or you know what they're doing with the crowd interaction and that kind of thing, it does add another layer of appreciation. Although that's not to say that studio albums don't have their place.
Yeah, I think it's just different, like for different purpose. So I would still like to listen to studio albums if I just, you know,
alone.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. If I want to be like I am an introvert, just to go into the room and listen to something and think of something, I probably won't go and look up the live performance. I will still go with the studio version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been avoiding saying your name because I have to actually read it.
Adelinet.
Sugar Plum. Sugar Plum is far easier. Please can I go with Sugar Plum? We enjoy sharing the love we have for our favorite bands. Seeing other people enjoy it too. At the same time, it's a bit like reliving the first time we discovered a band or song. That's very true. So you know, like personally, I think either the first or the second reaction channel I ever came across was Lost in Vegas, and there are two hip hop guys that started, or hip hop fans that started listening to some metal, and I mean now they've been doing it for years, so they're just as much metalheads as anyone else. But in the beginning, I also got that sense where it's like they took the time to try and understand what they were listening to, but you know, you fully knew that if you play them some really, really hectic song, really heavy, harsh vocal song, it's not going to be their thing. But they took the time to try and understand what's the appeal, like why do other people enjoy this? What is it that this band are doing well? And then, you know, as that built up and they started to actually enjoy some of the stuff that you enjoyed, I get exactly what you mean. Like you sort of you relive that moment, the first time that you experienced something that you love, or you know, introducing someone else to it. So I imagine a lot of people are having that with you because, you know, you're the one who is new to metal as a whole. Never mind doing bands for the first time. Like I get to do new bands for the first time, but this is especially new for you. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so. Yeah, Jan Olaf says...
Yeah, that was a conspiracy about...
We all did that for the first time. Wait, where are you? Hang on, we're up here.
Yeah.
You're jumping too far ahead. So Beekeys, I remember many comments. Says, hey guys, can't stay long, but wanted to drop in and say hello and congrats for the 2K subs. Thanks very much. So happy for you both. Keep it going. And we're still waiting for Aliona to let loose with some windmills. Do you know what that is?
Was it shaking your hair with her hair?
Like Floor, yeah. Floor doing the Dutch windmill there.
I'm never going to do that.
It'll happen one day.
No.
But first we need to get a headbang. We'll get a proper headbang.
No. Don't promise something that you can't that you can't guarantee.
I live in hope. I'm the optimist.
Okay, yeah. You're just optimistic over the top.
On that note, you see it's up to 23 concurrent viewers, so she would have been happy with 10. She was like, no, we'll probably, like, if 10 people join, like, that'll be great. I was like, maybe we'll get 20 or 30. The optimist, the pessimist. I was right.
Okay. I admit, you were right.
So, best to you both. Thanks, Beekeys. Glad you could join us.
Oh,
Swedes. Oh, I'm assuming the Swedes also have krona.
For the different currency.
Maybe do we cover all the kronas then? Full house.
That would be. I'm not sure if these are all only 3 kronas. Probably there's some more.
Oh, the conspiracy was about the Norwegians, I think, but not sure anymore. It was his own comment.
Okay.
Okay. Ken, I'm not going to read that. I'm not starting.
Yeah, I'm laughing at that actually. Yeah.
Not starting a Scandinavian war here. Oh, and a Dane. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Louis Minton. Is it French?
I suppose it depends on origin, but thanks very much.
Mm-hmm.
So Sander, I keep saying Sander like I'm very anglicizing it there, but you're Dutch, so it could be Sander. Probably actually
maybe Zander.
Zander.
Interesting. We need to for each of the nickname to have a transcription in the brackets so that we can pronounce it right.
Like sports commentators, they'll have like team sheets, and then in brackets they'll have like a pronunciation.
Oh, really?
But they'll have it written in a way of like, so it's easy, you can just read it, and that's how it's said. We need a little cheat sheet like that.
Oh, okay.
But to be fair, I should be able to do Dutch because Afrikaans is my second language, which is like derived from Dutch. So maybe the pronunciation would be different. But if I was doing it in Afrikaans, it would be Sander. Oh, I'm rusty on rolling my R's.
I remember you were trying to teach me R's in African languages, right?
Well, that would just be Afrikaans.
Yeah, in Afrikaans. I can't do that, so I'm not going to try.
Okay, so Sugar Plum, I'm just going with Sugar Plum. Aliona mentioned that she still doesn't understand why people
are watching. Brackets, so it's related to something else that we actually missed. I don't understand.
Not sure.
Yeah, what it was about. Okay.
Yeah, Olaf has to go. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for your questions too.
Yeah. Pumpkin Masher, I was sad that Lost in Vegas only did one Nightwish song and didn't like it. Never gave them another try. Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Huh.
Let me know what didn't they like about Nightwish? I'm curious.
What song it was?
Yeah. Good point.
Look at Emerald Dawn. Finally, I know how to pronounce it.
That's Kai, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's Kai's YouTube name.
Oh.
Kai, thank you for the donation there.
See, it's just teaching and passing knowledge all over. So now I know about dolphins, for example.
Porpoises.
Oh yeah, no, porpoise.
Porpoise or porpoise? I've always said porpoise.
I thought it was like porpoise.
Porpoise.
We need transcription for that too, apparently.
To be fair, I've only ever read the name. I've never actually heard anyone say it out loud.
Oh, okay.
But to be honest...
Yeah, see, it's Zander in Dutch. Zander. Okay. Well, I'm still not sure about the first...
We're skipping questions. Okay. We've got to go in order, otherwise they'll get lost. Go down the order here. So, Sugar Plum, are there any specific metal subgenres you have in the back of your mind that you're curious about exploring next? So...
I have none.
You probably don't even know that
I don't even know. Yeah, exactly. As as I said, I think in one of the reactions, I said that we can. Oh, we didn't actually put it up, so I'm not gonna say what I said about that.
The ones we just recorded today.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, okay. No, I don't remember. Well, okay, fine. I was just saying that. So we now have like a white wall here, so we can put a sort of a board here, a dashboard, so that I can write all the types of metal and then the names of the bands against each type, so like that I can remember better. Yeah.
So actually, something I've been wanting to do is we had a short video on that previously, but there's the Sam Dunn documentaries. If you've seen any of Sam Dunn, you'll know he's awesome. And quite early on when he started, he had this series on the subgenres of metal and how they evolved. I think it was called Metal Evolution, actually. And I want to watch that with her, probably in some sort of live stream where we can get through copyright, and then we'll watch together as a live stream, and then they'll go through like the beginnings, like your Black Sabbath and through your Iron Maidens and through the decades, and then how the different subgenres evolved, and where they took their inspiration from, and like even the early stuff coming from it's blues and it's rock and whatever the case may be. I think something like that would be really useful, because then you'd at least have a better idea of, okay, these are, I mean, that's not all the subgenres, not by a long way, but it's at least some of or a lot of the main ones. And then you'll also sort of understand the influence of like where they derive from and that kind of thing. But I personally don't have any limit on like metal subgenres. I'd want to cover them all. I guess with maybe the exception of glam metal, which is not my style. What is a
glam metal?
Glam metal is like, it's pop, it's not metal.
What is it, like Girls in Pink?
No, it's guys that may as well be Girls in Pink.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know if it's 80s or something like that.
That's so cool. But I want to hear that. I want to see that.
It's very, very light, and they have like perms, and like they look all sparkly and pretty, and
oh wow,
it's like basically,
okay, you gotta show me it.
It's basically pop art. You know what, I try to turn it off it, and all I've done is solo on doing a glam metal song, so I've just dug my own grave here that now we're probably gonna have to do a glam metal song.
I'm actually wondering if we can, well, once obviously the COVID is over, if we can go travel to some Scandinavian countries and to learn about metal there.
Yeah.
Because I think like traveling and learning about music is super cool. I remember when I came to UK, I think it was like 4 years ago. I wasn't even planning on living here yet. But I went on this walking tour about the history of rock. And it was like super cool. So all those names of the bands that you just, hear on the radio, or saw like the covers of the albums on the internet, and then you go around the area where they were actually performing and where like the band was created and where they recorded the first album or something like that. And then obviously my memory is like super bad, so I don't remember all the details, but I remember that there were really cool details there. Like I think about the Rolling Stones band. So we would just casually walk into some small street in London, and the guy would say, so this band, the Rolling Stones, they were created like up there on the second floor. So this shop of which still sells the records, it was there at that time. And when they were first, like when they got together, they had some really weird name. I don't remember which was it, but it was like super ridiculous. And I'm like, oh my god, so the history was happening here.
Yeah.
Or for example, you're saying, and now we are passing this street, so if you look on the right, so you can recognize the cover of the Oasis album. I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah. That street.
Yeah, and stuff like crossing. That. So I'm sure if we can go to some places where the bands were making metal, it would really stay with you, all those emotions, and how impressive that is, like to be so close, to touch the history.
Yeah, that would be good. I think in Europe and the US as well, especially, I mean, there must be all kinds of places like that to travel to and be exposed to all these origins. Okay. Right, so again, thanks Kai, and now you know how to pronounce Evanescence, but as Aliona was touching on there, the learning is like a two-way thing here, because I'm sure, well, I would hope some people are, you know, watching and getting some insight, certainly into like the lyrics or whatever the case may be of the songs that we're reacting to. But then it's a two-way process, because we'll put out the video and then there'll be a whole load of comments that come through that, you know, from people that are experts in that song. And then that just enhances our own understanding, because, you know, we've now done the song in detail. We've got all the content that we can really, and all the detail we can get out of it. But then, you know, like people will give us so much more additional information, and then, you know, it'll be like, oh, okay, so that's why they did that. That's why they did that. And then it just sparks like new discussion between ourselves sometimes. But, you know, you just, that learning it's such a two-way process.
Yeah, that's also a cool thing about doing the channel.
So it's Sander, well.
And it's the Dutch pronunciation. What does it mean?
What's the, I can't think of the name with the little line above the A. What's it called?
I know only French.
But I pronounce the same as you when I say my name in English, so it doesn't sound odd. Okay, so I can say Sander.
Okay.
And then Louis.
I'm sorry.
I think it is Louis, but Louis is Dutch as well.
Oh, okay.
Like Flo.
Okay.
And like Sander.
All right.
Pumpkin Masher. So I guess this is going back to Lost in Vegas. Yeah, it was Ghost Love Score. Whoa. It's been over a year, so not sure why they didn't I think they found it to be boring. Whoa.
I don't know. But I mean, people are different.
Yeah, I mean, and I respect those guys. Like they have some insight into music, and they give stuff you know, they give it a chance. So I guess, I mean, music's subjective.
Yeah. 5
people can absolutely love something and think it's the greatest thing in the world, and the next person will come along and it'll be absolutely terrible to them.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
And we're not judging it.
Yeah. You're allowed to like what you like and not like what you don't like. KVLT. What's KVLT? Second wave melodic black metal. When? Haha. Okay, so melodic black metal. We've got to get into some black metal in general.
So we didn't get into that yet.
No, I don't.
And there's a melodic one.
So.
Oh my God.
Like I know some stuff about subgenres, but it gets like so complicated that I'm sure I make mistakes on subgenres in many videos. It gets so complicated, and they all merge together. But we've got quite a few Norwegian patrons, and I'm pretty sure some of that Norwegian black metal is, or I already know some of it's on the way. So the thing is with a lot of these bands, it'll have the harsher vocals. So what I'd been intentionally doing in the beginning was just sort of building up her tolerance for harsher vocals. And I think we're more or less there, you know. We haven't gone like proper full blown like a heavy song where there's been harsh vocals. There's at least been like a lot of melody or something that's very progressive or something like that. We haven't gone for the full blown destruction yet, but I think we're close. We can try step it up. But yeah, okay. Definitely would like to do some melodic black metal there. Sander says, well, all the glam metal songs I had queued up are out the window now. I'm not sure if it's tongue in cheek or if you really did have a bunch of glam metal.
But we're still gonna do at least one. At least one, you promised. So I want to see that. I want to see what it looks like. But
I'm sure you'd even know them because they're super commercial. I'm trying to think who are even the glam metal bands. There's like Motley Crue and Def Leppard and stuff like that. Hang on. Let's see. Google T-Rex, Motley Crue, Rat, Quiet Riot, Twisted Sister, Def Leppard, Striper, Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi is glam metal?
Probably only some songs.
Okay, fine. I saw Bon Jovi, but I never thought it's related to metal in any way.
So you thought it was pop? My point proven.
It's not pop.
Or rock.
It's rock.
Fine, rock. Which band, this is from Louis, which band you two would like to see live?
That's a hard choice. I just want to see everything.
Or anything given lockdown. any live performance would be good.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you have to pick one, who are you picking?
I think I would like to see Slipknot.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm not gonna stand on the crowd. I want the seated area to be safe from all the fans.
Okay. So what? Just because of the masks and the show and the theater of it?
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know. Does Tool still do live performances?
I think so.
They do? I don't know. I thought, I don't know why I actually had an impression that they're such an old band that they don't do live performances anymore.
I think they still do.
Yeah, then Tool, obviously. Like, without any question. But I would literally go to anything. Like, definitely. Like, I would like to see Nightwish. I've never seen them live. And, I mean, all those that we can see, like Dimmu Borgir or Epica or Dream Theater or whatever.
You know what you've done? You've just copped out and said everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I didn't mention some of that, but yeah, I would just go to anything.
So for me, growing up in South Africa, I wasn't able to see much live because not many bands came to South Africa because, I mean, although it's a bigger market than people would think for metal, it's certainly not like Europe or America or something. But I think the biggest issue is just logistically, it's all the way out of the way. So for people to actually tour there, whether you're flying from Europe, Australia, or America, South America, North America or South America, it's such a like out of the way flight and then out of the way flight somewhere else. It's not like a nice easy stop on the way. But we have had like some bands come. So I mean, I saw Metallica, I saw Ensiferum, In Flames, Rise Against, Bring Me the Horizon, Lamb of God, Korn, and I'm starting to run out of Iron Maiden. That's about it. Maybe I'm missing one or two. So if you've grown up in Europe or the States or something like that, then you're like, oh my god, you've seen nothing. And yes, I've seen nothing live because we didn't have much access. So I've got this like huge library of possible answers to this question because I just wasn't able to see them live. And it's funny you say that because since I was a kid, I always said that I would love to see Slipknot live. And in particular, in the song Wait and Bleed, there's that like particularly like heavy drop basically. And I always, from when I was like 14 or 15 or something, listening to that song, I always wanted to be in a live crowd for that particular part. But now it could never happen with the original band because Paul Gray passed away and like Joey's left the band. I'm not even sure who else is still there or isn't there. So I think I would have always previously said Slipknot, but now if you ask me today at this point in history, probably just because I've been listening to them over the last week, I would say Meshuggah. Now that's a different subgenre called gent. And I'm like right on the cusp of playing either Bleed or Demurge to her. I think probably Demurge because it's a little easier to pick up the groove. Like Bleed it's very difficult to find where the groove is, so there's a bit more entry level. Although Demurge is still really, really awesome and heavy and got a good feeling. That'd be the heaviest song we've done. But that song, like the lighting and the feeling, the heaviness of those guitars, that just seems like something that would be an unreal experience to see, or just to see Meshuggah live, especially at night with the light show and all that. Oh, Ginger came to South Africa. That was really good. And Flesh God Apocalypse. I love Flesh God Apocalypse. So you saw them all there? I saw Ginger live, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I saw them about a week or two before I moved to the UK. So that was actually the last band. I just managed to catch them. I went and saw them with my brother and they were fantastic live. Brilliant live.
All right.
Thank you, Ken, once again. Some more Krona. Got to go back to work, but nice seeing you live again. Really appreciate it, as always. Thanks, Ken. Norseas put some Burzum. Burzum? I don't know Burzum in there.
What is that?
Burzum, I'm guessing, is a band. Probably not even saying it anywhere near correct. Burzum. 91. Origin is 91. Norway. Bergen, Norway. I'm pretty sure... Wait. Who's from Bergen? I think Jan Olaf is from Bergen, if I remember correctly. Or is it Ken? Gosh, our two Norwegian friends, I forget who's from which place. I think until we've been to Norway, we're going to keep confusing all the areas within Norway. We need to go to Norway.
I've never been there.
Me neither. Okay, so is there any heavy metal bands in South Africa? I'm going with Perty, but could be getting that horribly wrong as well. So yes, there actually is quite a good heavy metal scene in South Africa. So I used to go to the live shows there. Now, of course, it's nothing like, you know, in Europe or what have you, but there are some really good bands. We've done a reaction to a Kenyan band that I quite enjoyed. It's an instrumental song, so you can check through our history if you want to see a Kenyan instrumental metal band. But I do have plans to cover some South African metal bands as well. I wouldn't say I'm close friends with any of the bands, but I sort of am acquainted with one or two of them, or one in particular. And I really like their music, but I wouldn't want to be like biased towards people that I know personally. So there's definitely some good bands that we could cover there, and even one with a female harsh vocals. I mean, okay, she's not Tatiana, but I mean, I think she's really good as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's definitely a few good ones we could do there, and also a broad spectrum of subgenres. So you can hear some of that coming along the way. Finnish folk metal would be great too. So yeah, I mean, you haven't seen, these reactions haven't come out yet. We just recorded a couple today, but we've been doing some power metal that had, or what I thought was power metal, maybe isn't. Yeah, maybe is, maybe isn't, but has some folk influence there. Mm-hmm. And one of them was Finnish. I won't reveal who, but we've done recently a Finnish band that has at least some folk influence. If they're not purely a folk metal band, but I felt there was a little bit of a influence there. But we can definitely do some of that.
Yeah.
I'm talking too much. Jump in here.
No, it's okay. I don't know anything about metal genre or subgenres or whatever.
Too early for Slaughter to Prevail still then. So I actually haven't heard Slaughter to Prevail. I've seen the name. I know of the band, but I've never seen them. So that would be, or I've never heard a song. So that would be cool. That's something we could both react to then. So A&P Reacts, that's another channel. Mm-hmm. Also weren't super impressed with Ghost Love Score in their initial reaction to it, and they grew into Nightwish a lot afterwards. He even ended up doing an interview with Floor later on. Actually, I haven't watched the interview, but I did see that they had an interview with Floor, which was unbelievable. Yeah, I guess, you know, and the other thing with music is the first time you listen to a song can be completely different to the 10th time you hear it. Now, like I'm the one that does the video editing and stuff, so sometimes we'll hear a song and it'll be like, yes, I liked it, I thought this, or I thought that. But then, you know, if editing a video, I'll hear it 10 times. And then by the end of that, like, you know, maybe 2 songs were sort of at the same level. And then after the video editing process, it can be like that, you know. So hearing something for the first time, especially something like metal where it's so complicated and intricate, when you listen to a pop song, the first 20 seconds, you got the song. That's the song. Yes, I'm being condescending towards pop music, but
yes, you are.
It's just not. It's not for me.
You didn't even try. You don't even try.
I've tried in my youth.
That's not good enough.
The draw for me in music is often these things that gives music staying power. Mm-hmm. You know, that's why I can listen to the song 1,000 times and it doesn't get old, because there's so much there and I'm too stupid to pick up everything. So every time I listen to it again, I'm still picking up new stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, about live, we answered that. Then a few reactors didn't care for Ghost Live Score, but did more songs in the end. Yeah, I can see that happening. So Emerald Dawn or Kai, one of my upcoming requests will be pretty harsh, probably the harshest song so far.
What is it supposed to scare me?
Yeah, I don't even remember what it is. I'm not going to spoil it. I wouldn't say it out loud, but I'm actually now curious what it is. So Louis saying Slipknot, wow, and Meshuggah. Great love to them. Awesome bands. Kai saying Dimmu Borgir is symphonic black metal. Right. So we did Dimmu, which, yeah, that would be some black metal.
So is there a difference between melodic black metal and symphonic black metal?
Yes, but don't ask me to explain.
Oh my god, seriously? Why do you have so many different subgenres?
Between melodic, folk, black, death.
Oh, there's a difference between black and death, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again,
okay.
I can't tell you what the difference is.
Is there maybe some like epic, cosmic?
There's extreme metal.
Oh my, okay.
And I haven't watched that Sam Dunn documentary in so long, so I struggle with the subgenre. So we need to watch that as a matter of priority.
Okay.
Oh, Slaughter to Prevail is a Russian band. Actually, someone told me about that. That's why I saw the name. Someone was suggesting me.
Never heard of it.
The Russian hasn't heard of the Russian band.
What, do you expect me to know all the Russian bands now?
So, black metal itself has different subgenres as well.
Seriously?
There's raw black metal, symphonic black metal, first wave black metal, depressive suicidal black metal.
I have no words. Why would you have, oh my god, depressive suicidal black metal?
Yeah. That's what some people are looking for in their music.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So we have subgenres of subgenres, and we have blends of subgenres to get new subgenres, or just be blends of existing subgenres that didn't create a new subgenre.
Okay.
You see why I've been listening to metal my whole life virtually, and I don't know. It's too confusing.
Okay.
It seems we have caught up in the chat. We've hit an hour, but let's finish off. We've got 2 more Patreon questions here. So another one from Sean here says, do either of you play an instrument? If not, did you ever play or take lessons when you were younger?
Well, I don't play any instrument at the moment. Well, when I was younger, when in school, so I did sing in a choir, and I did a bit of solo vocals too. And so when I was on this exchange program in US, so I was learning a bit of a piano. But then when I went back, I didn't have any piano at home, so we just stopped. But I still have somewhere the books for teaching the piano. So I don't know, probably somewhere back in Moscow. I do really want to learn to play. Yeah.
Because you like learning.
Yeah, I like learning, and I like just the fact of creating sound. Mm-hmm. This is so amazing. So you just out of nowhere you can create a melody, and it's always with you. And I mean, if you have an instrument, I think that's very cool. So maybe someday I'll save up enough to get an electronic piano or something like that.
Okay. When I was maybe 20 or so, I bought an electric guitar. Nice black Ibanez electric guitar. Mm-hmm. And there was a PS3 game, Rocksmith, which is like Guitar Hero, but you plug in your real guitar. And so there's exercises that you can learn and stuff like that. Well, you try to play songs, but I never got good enough to actually play like full songs or anything like that. And then, you know, I was busy with university and work, and I mean, we all make the excuses for why we start playing a musical instrument and we don't see it through. But I didn't see it through. I still have the guitar and the amp and that, but it's in South Africa. I came across to the UK with like suitcases and a backpack.
You never played to me a guitar, even when we were in South Africa.
I mean,
How could you?
I can only play like your stupid, like the riffs that are banned from music stores, like Smoke on the Water and.
So.
I can play.
You could still show off a little bit.
Little bits and pieces, like there's a little thing like from Adam's song, like Blink 182, and yes, Stairway to Heaven, Smoke on the Water, a little Nirvana, Come As You Are. I can play a little part of that song.
Okay.
Linkin Park, My December. I can play a little piece of that.
All right.
But I mean, we're scratching. It's like very, very entry level stuff.
Okay. So in the future, you're getting a guitar and I'm getting a piano with no excuses.
And we can make sweet, horrible music together.
Exactly. And listening it both to ourselves without scaring our neighbors.
Yeah.
Sounds fair.
And then Jan Olaf's second question, which he can probably get the answer to if he watches the stream back live because he had to leave. But will you try to do a regular Nightwish day of the month or some other schedule? And do you plan to go through Human to Nature in order on the album like other reactors?
I think we already did the Shoemaker.
Yeah.
From that album. So I'm not sure. I don't think it was the first song on the album.
I don't know. Probably just statistically, probably not.
So yeah. So we can't already do it in order because we ruined it.
We could probably do the other ones.
I do want to do them because it's new sound.
So recently, I actually went on the Nightwish Discord server, which reminds me, we now have a Discord server. So if you look in the description below, you'll see we've got our own Discord server now. Recently started, but anyway, I went into the Nightwish Discord server just to ask for some suggestions and stuff like that, particularly for the new songs. So I've got a few suggestions from there. I had been intending to get back to one of the new songs. As for having an actual like set day of the week or the month, well, I suppose having the same day of the month doesn't really, I don't think it's regular enough to warrant having it there. But of the week, I don't think we make enough content to be able to dedicate a whole day to Nightwish every week because, you know, we both work full time.
Yeah.
So
just not every week. He's saying every month.
Oh, okay.
Every month. Well, I mean, maybe every month one is doable.
We're doing one, yes, but I think. But
not in the exact day.
I think what he means is like, you know, the 13th. Oh, I picked the unlucky number. the 10th of each month is Nightwish Day or something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the particular date is manageable, but it's manageable to add a song every month.
Oh yeah, at least.
Yeah.
That's definitely doable.
Yeah. Probably not in the order. So I don't think we're gonna react to it in the order, but we are gonna pick some songs from it and react.
Yeah, but he raises a good point. Firstly, on the new album, and then also I think we should go back and look at some Taya and Annette because I haven't seen anything from Annette.
Well, I think it was a very brief period, so there's not many songs there. But yeah, of course we can do for comparison.
Or if not comparison, just no, we don't need to start a war. Not comparison.
Not comparison.
Just for personal enrichment.
Yeah, for understanding the journey of the band.
Yes.
Yeah. I would personally do Bye Bye Beautiful, I think, because it's my favorite of that period.
You know that song, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know it.
But like surprisingly, like my favorite Nightwish song ever. So no matter how long I listen to Nightwish, this is still will remain my favorite ever, and it doesn't have any female vocals in it. So it's just this ballad that they sing while your lips are still red. So I can listen to it like over and over and over and over again, and I'm still amazed by how touching it is for me. And also this song has a clip, and I think it's taken from the movie or something, and the clip is very well corresponding to the video, so it also creates this effect like it's one piece of art, and I just love it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the Nightwish songs, but this will forever remain my favorite one.
Okay. So Robbo is saying, hi Robbo, you do not like pop, just listen to Shallow performed by Floor Jansen. Lol. Okay. Guess I can give that a try. Maybe it's I'm just inferring from context. Maybe that's the song that'll get me into pop. That'll make me appreciate.
Well, I mean, this song is from the movie.
Oh.
It's Lady Gaga's song, I think.
Well, I don't know it.
What was it called? A Rising Star or something like that. I forgot.
The movie?
Yeah, the movie with Cooper, Bradley Cooper, and Lady Gaga. Yeah, and there were really brilliant songs there. I mean, actually, I didn't like Lady Gaga before that, because I think I heard like a couple before when she was starting her career. But then after this movie, I listened to some of her songs, and I was like, whoa, like she has really amazing voice, and some of the songs are really brilliant. But then you can see like I think the contrast with some other songs that are made specifically to be, I don't know, just to be very strange and poppy and like very fast and stuff, where she still shows off her talent, but not so much. It's more of a, I don't know, production, you know, like produced specifically for getting money. I don't know how else to say it.
Sell out for commercial gain.
Yeah, so I think she's a great singer, especially when she does like jazz and blues and songs and some slow ones, and the songs in that movie, I think they were great.
You showed me.
I showed you a few, yeah, and we even I think watched a couple of vocal coaches' reactions who were also saying, look how great her voice is.
Yeah, when you played something for me, and I'd never given her time of day. And like the thing with pop musicians, you never know who's actually talented and who's just, it's just some computers doing some magic there. But then to actually hear a proper like raw vocal performance from her, I was like, okay, well, damn, Lady Gaga can sing. She is not some created pop image that can't sing.
So for you, she sort of got elevated from a regular pop, and then
well, I want real musical ability. You know, I want to be wowed by someone's talent, and I don't care what they look like. You know, I don't care how attractive someone is. When I'm listening to music, that makes zero difference to me. So yeah, I want someone who's genuinely talented, not someone who was created. Okay, so where were we? We were here.
But black metal itself is a Pandora's box
of subgenres. Yeah, first wave, second wave. Although arguable whether the first wave is actually black metal. See where I'm going with this? No, I don't see where you're going with this. It's too confusing. So Louis, in the new album of Nightwish, I had to listen more times to a song before I understood it. But when you do, you love it more. For example, the song Music. Oh, right, Music is the name of the song. So we haven't done that one, but I've seen like it come up in my suggested videos and stuff like to do that one. I'm sure we'll get to all the new Nightwish at some point. Sugar Plum says, and suicidal black metal, the droning, the melodic black metal, etc., actually has a cathartic effect. It's not easily accessible and seems counterproductive at first, but it's not. It's funny how like we experience music in different ways. Like we've had this recently with some of the reactions where for me something will be soothing and peaceful and happy, and for you it'll be like really dark and somber and sad and serious, and it's just we all just get this different get something different out of the same song. So yeah, I guess for one person it could be very depressive and put you in a very negative headspace, but for someone else it could be cathartic and help you deal with whatever the emotion is you're dealing with, and to like almost flush it out,
I guess.
Do you like to listen to tracks, to long tracks, songs that are 10 minutes or longer? From Kai.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there is I wouldn't say there is a big difference between how we approach long songs or short songs. So, I mean, we don't pick them based on the...
I think maybe the question is more directed at just your personal enjoyment as opposed to specifically for the channel, but I guess we can answer the question from both perspectives.
I don't know, I wouldn't say that there is a difference. I mean, if it's a good song, I don't really care how long it is.
Yeah, I would say if I had to try and make a list of my favorite songs, you'd probably find that the vast majority of them are very long songs. I like that epic, sort of impressive composition. That 10-minute masterpiece is to me far better than a 3-minute in and out. Thanks for coming.
Okay, so you're like this submergent. What is it? What's the noun? Submergence?
Submersive. A submersive experience.
That's an adjective, but okay, fine.
Oh. Submersion.
I thought you were supposed to teach me English.
I was. Something went wrong. Vimana, just gotcha. Buying a keyboard with a good sampled piano sound is an easy option. If you're really into sounds, you could also buy a synthesizer and learn to create your own sounds.
But synthesizers, they're like sort of creating and recording right away, like the whole pieces. Like, no, I think I like more of the manual approach of the piano.
Old school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you are very old school.
No, it's not even a compliment. Come on.
It's not a compliment or criticism. It's just an observation. So Pumpkin Masher says, contact Trinks about your Discord server and she'll partner. Okay, thanks. I've seen Trinks commenting quite a bit. I'll get hold of her. Thanks. Olaf was back just in time for the answer.
Oh, that's cool.
We jumped. Hang on, where are we? There we are. Okay, so Vimana is saying, While Your Lips Are Still Red is a great song. Pumpkin Masher, While Your Lips Are Still Red was made for a movie by Marco. There's a live version from Wembley you should react to. It's different and super good.
Interesting. Okay.
And you love songs from movies as well. Like a lot of times you'll hear a song in a movie and then
I think basically most of what I listened to, or at least used to listen to, I would just find something in the in the movie or in the titra. What is this? Intro of the movie or outro of the movie, right?
I don't know where you're going with that.
Okay, fine.
So Swallow floor version.
It's not Swallow, it's Shallow.
Shallow.
Oh yeah.
Correction, yeah. Pumpkin Masher corrected later. So Shallow, the floor version is from Beste Zangers. Sangers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where I think there's like an opera performance with Henk Poort.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen suggestions for that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you should do some of floor songs from that, but that's not metal. That's okay. We say in our Patreon tiers as well, we say metal, or at least metal related. That would be metal related, so that would be okay. Shadows from A Star Is Born by Lady Gaga, and Floor performed in the Best Designers 2013. You should listen to it, it's awesome. Shallow. Floor actually did 2 versions of Shallow on Best Designers, one alone and one as a duet. That must be that duet.
Okay.
And Olaf thinks that her solo was the best in his opinion.
Okay.
And Sugar Plum agrees. So Kai, I personally don't listen to black metal, but there are about 5 bands that I like. The black metal fans probably don't even consider them black metal. Fair.
There should be some registry to understand what can be considered something or not.
Yeah.
For people like me who don't know.
Victor Perez saying that Tool is has my favorite longer than 10-minute songs. Yeah.
And all their songs are longer than 10 minutes probably.
Well, yeah, I think you said something along the lines of in a reaction that what you love about Tool is Tool don't start a song with like the, we need to get it done by this point in time. They just start the song and they take it where it needs to go and they take their time on it, and when it's done, it's done.
Yeah, I do like that.
Vimana, so everyone has their preferences, but for a music freak like me, almost any style of music works well. I started listening to new wave and then every kinds of metal in the 80s. I love progressive rock. Yeah, my brother has, I think, a much broader scope of musical interest than I do. So I started out listening to, rock and like punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking like early teenage years here. Like from like the first time you move on from pop that's just on the radio because your parents are playing it on the radio. My first step from that would probably be into like punk rock, like Blink-182 and Sum 41 and even like NoFX, things like that. And then I think that got me used to like more speed, and then I built it up from there into metal. But I also listened to a lot of hip hop at that time. Like gangster rap stuff like Mos Def and Mobb Deep and Tupac and stuff like that. Again, probably because it was like very lyrically challenging,
mm-hmm.
quite dark and heavy in its own lyrical way. But and then like my love of like punk rock and rock just progressively evolved into harder rock and metal and heavier metal. And then somewhere along the line, I just stopped listening to everything else, and I didn't even have enough time to get through all the metal I wanted to listen to. So I just stopped listening to everything else and just listened to metal. But that's not good. Like,
it's just so weird for me how you do that. So you're talking about some like evolvement or a straight line from something to something or whatever. So for me, it's not like that at all. So I may like something, but then I add to it something else. And it doesn't mean that I stopped liking.
Doesn't override the other thing.
So like I still listen to pop music, and I think also there is time and place for every music virtually. So for example, if I'm working, I'm far more inclined to listen to something pop because it's usually uplifting and it doesn't take much thinking. So, and it also has a good rhythm there, which sort of keeps you also focused. So I do listen to pop a lot when I'm working, for example. Obviously probably like metal wouldn't be a good idea because you wouldn't catch anything from that song.
I'll contradict you shortly, but carry on.
So I mean, and then there are also different emotions. I listen to depressive songs when I'm depressed, stuff like that. And they can be of completely different styles. So I may be also listening to classic music because today I want to hear Mozart in the morning and it's just the day for it. So it doesn't mean I'm gonna scratch out every other music that I'm listening to and say, oh no, I'm evolved and I'm not looking back.
Yeah, I guess for me, and this isn't, I'm not saying this is good. I wish I was still more open to other music. I should listen to other music. But I just feel that every facet of life, I'm able to get what I need from metal, from one or other subgenre, So there's certain bands that I've heard a million times, the whole discography, and if I'm studying, and it'll maybe be something more like metalcore or something like that, that's not that difficult to follow, and I'll just put that on, and I've heard every song from the band a million times. So I won't even be concentrating on the song at all. It'll just be like sort of nice, pleasing background noise while I'm studying or working. But then, you know, there's the whole broad spectrum of sometimes you want something lighter, sometimes you want something with like classical or symphonic influence, or something you want something super progressive, or really like dirty and grungy and harsh, or clean vocals or not clean vocals, you know. So I find that for any mood, for every day, I can find something within this massive bucket that is metal. I can pick something out of there that'll cater to that particular mood. But that's just me.
Okay.
Immersive is the word you're looking for. Thank you, Sugar Plum. Yes, it was. Thank you, Sander. We got the euro contribution now. So we've worked through the krona.
We're collecting currency now.
Kai had some US dollars there, and now there's some euros. So
okay.
Traveling the world. Thanks, Sander.
Thank you.
So Tatiana from Ginger, Punishment and Judgment, one take, amazing. So I don't actually know this song from Ginger. That album, I'm sure that must be off the latest album, right? I haven't heard that album. It's got that. It's got On the Top. I think there's a few other songs that I see come up all the time in my suggestions. But I'm obviously avoiding listening to the album because, you know, we want to do it as an actual reaction. So everything from what it would have been Micro and before, I'm not sure what album that's off of, but I would know the album before that, everything. But I don't know that song yet. So
well, it seems to be related to some Russian literature.
One we can get to.
Well, at least the name.
Okay. Okay, struggling to follow. That's not English. I don't know what that is. Just updated Cardi B as the #1 song with what?
With people.
I don't know. I can't follow. Okay, well, we've been going an hour and a half, but we'll just end off here with Jan Olaf. So classical and metal is not very far from each other. Wagner would have played metal. I'm pretty sure in one of the Sam Dunn documentaries they talk about that, and I think he had like an obsession with the bass or like the lower end of the register. Yeah, Wagner. And I think they were showing in there that pretty much Wagner would have been a heavy metal musician if he was alive today. Like he was into all the same stuff.
Interesting.
I think that's where I've heard that before. But yeah, I mean, just the complexity and the structure of it, challenging nature.
I see.
Okay. Oh, last one here. So from Harrycott555, greetings. Just wanted to say that you got another subscriber as well as a patron. Oh, thank you. And cheers from a French guy living in Tokyo, Japan. Oh, thanks very much. I don't think we've had a comment from Japan yet, but
no.
France for sure, especially with Gojira, which reminds me we need to get, well, we did another world, but we haven't done that much Gojira, and there's still so much good Gojira to take her through.
Well, there's so many songs and subgenre.
Including my favorite Gojira song. We haven't gotten to that yet. I'll keep that.
We haven't gotten to my
surprise.
Favorite song and to your favorite song. We still have a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
call it a day at an hour and a half. I think I plan to go for about an hour, so an hour and a half is pretty good going. Thanks to everyone for your questions, your participation. This would have been very dull if it was just the two of us and no one joining us. And it was actually nice that it was small enough that we could, keep up with everyone. We could read every comment, answer every question. So quite grateful for that.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, we'll see you very shortly with some more reactions coming your way.
Yeah, definitely. Bye.